Welcome to Just One Thing, where training gym owners get actionable insights to build their dream business. I'm your host, Sumit Seth, and I'm with the legendary Tom Plummer. And over the next 12 odd minutes, we will unpack one thing to help you move forward in your business this week. So let's get started. In our last sessions, one of the things that you talked about is training gyms have a very high retention rate and compared to mainstream gym. So speak to me a little bit more about that.
The big picture with this is I'm always shocked how little people put into the retention. That if I could teach them anything, and I think the first rule I would like to lay out here, and then we'll end with this too. We'll do a little circular 12 minutes this time, is you need to learn to respect the money. And it's bizarre how few trainers think that way. We want clients to pay us and we get the money. We really don't show a lot of respect for that money. It's almost becomes an expectation. It's really crazy. Retention is simple. You got to remember who's paying the bills and then take care of that person. So when we start with retention, it's, the old joke is, if you kept all the members you signed up the first year and didn't have to replace them, you'd never have to market ever again. We market because and you have to start with this mindset is we market because we've lost clients. We've driven them out of our business. So the best thing I could teach you about getting into retention is if I lose a member, you have to start with what did I do? Well, the guy died, Tom. I really couldn't do much about that. Well, maybe you could, but if it's that client that just drifts away, that just all of a sudden he doesn't renew or he doesn't come back, or he used to train 8 times a month and now I see him 3 or 4 times a month. And that type of client is heading out the door. We lose that point. So the biggest thing is you to keep a client, and it works it's part of marketing too, is I have to build an emotional connection point between the client and the business. And then I have to work very, very hard to keep that alive. Most trainers get so into the training where I walk in as a client and I stand there for 5 minutes and you wave me out. We tell a couple of bad jokes, talk about golf, talk about something. I work out, and then you're looking over my shoulder because the next client's there. And, and after a year or 2 years, you burn me down. There's a thing called repetition fatigue. And it's a very important term in the gym business because we wear the clients out. The circuit places like Orange Theory, F45, that's a natural thing they have to look for in those businesses is if I do that circuit over and over and over again, 4, 5, 6 months in, you've burned me down. You've absolutely just burned me down to that point because it's the same thing over and over and over again. But in the gym business, we get so busy being busy that we forget repetition. That's why I'm trying to teach now things like team training. That we're pushing sleds down the floor. We got 30 people screaming, 50 people. If you're Frank Nash, 100 people running up and down the floor. But been there, done that. 2 years into it, what do I do? So I'm telling these guys you should have a boxing program here, a restoration of natural movement program here, a soft flooring over here for meditation, maybe a cardio circuit where I have 5 treads, 5 rowers, 5 assault bikes, 5 ski ergs. So I do 12, 12, 12, and 12 so I can run, in this case, 20 people through. And so I let the client know, you don't want to push the sled tonight. You've been here a year. Go box. You don't want to box tonight? Go to the cycle program. We got a cycle program. You don't want to cycle tonight? Just go work on the restoration. Let's get the stick mobility out. Let's do that for 40 minutes in a class. So I have to break it up. That's retention. The connection, the emotional connection is 6 days a week. I'm sending out gentle emails, texts, not asking for anything. I'm just like, I've got a closed community on Facebook. I've got things where I'm constantly keeping them into things. Quarterly or every 2 months or even monthly, if you're a good gym operator, I've got a special event at the park where everybody can come and work out for free. And I'm just going to get some beer and some wine afterwards. And we're going to sit out in lawn chairs after a good workout and just talk. I might have a barbecue. I have to break up the repetition fatigue, but I also have to build the emotional connection. And I'm just talking about 100 things here, so it's probably too many. But one of the things I think I'd like to pound in this segment is the word elite. The training gyms, one, they're not studios and they're not boutiques. There's nothing upscale elite about boutique facility. If I'm talking to the top 40% by demographics in the area, they're there because it's a training gym, because there's a master coach running this place, and because it's the experience. This is what I need to change my life. So I'm okay with training gym. That's a cool term, but we also need to use the word elite. So the team guys, the CrossFitters, the F45s, the Orange Theory, there's no elite simply by the sheer numbers of people you run through. But Sumit, if I come and I'm going through Arizona and I stop by and say, hey, would you and your wife like to have dinner? I have my wife. We're just, we're going out to the Biltmore for the weekend, and we go out 4 people. It's intimate. We sit around and perhaps have a glass of wine and we talk, and there's something about that. So small group to me is elite. That's 4 people. You don't want to dilute that. That's why 6 and 8 and 10 doesn't work for me, because you blow the eliteness, you blow the cool factor. If I'm in the restaurant using that analogy, and then all of a sudden there's 6 or 8 of us, it's not an elite anymore. It's not 4 of us leaning in, talking about kids, talking about trips. It's now a party, and I lose the eliteness of it. So I 4 people, and then one-on-one is always very intimate. So that elite client, respect the money. So if I'm charging roughly $80 an hour for training, in my world, that would be, $4.99 a month for 12 months. You come once a week, or $8.99 a month for 12 months. You come 2 to 3 times a week. Someday we're going to have to talk about why I hate so badly that 1, 2, 3 times a week price structure, but we'll save that. But if that client in here, those clients, if they're paying me $8 average, I'm going to put back about $50 per month in that client as a reward. Thank you. I respect your money. And the small group people that might be paying $300 a month, I'm going to pay somewhere $30 or so, $25, $30, maybe half what I put in my one-on-ones. It's shocking, Sumit, how few training gyms will want to do this. They will spend $3,000 to bring new clients in. They won't spend a few $1,000s to keep the clients they have. It's crazy. So you're my one-on-one client. You're a CEO of a tech company. You're stressed. You've got employees. You got long days. In your case, you've got all kinds of interesting things going on in your life right now. So you come to the gym. That's your time, your space, and you're paying me a lot of money. So first of all, you're a one-on-one elite client. You never pay for water. You don't pay for shakes. You don't pay for anything. You're in. Nutritional products I sell you, but everything else you pay. It's just like get a shake on the way out of the door. You're an elite client. Thank you. Every 3 months you get a bottle of wine. Once a year you get a nice gym bag. Once a year you get some kind of special thing like a messenger bag or something I found. And you might get a nutrition package a couple times a year where you get supplements, protein, shake bottle, t-shirt, big basket of stuff. Every month, I'm going to spend $50 on you. And here's what happens with that client. First month, I give you the gift basket. You come in and say, Tom, that was so thoughtful, man. But you don't have to do this. I do, Sumit. Thank you. You're an elite client here. You make our business work. Thank you. Next month, you get the wine. The guy comes in, he goes, Tom, this is ridiculous. Don't spend this money on me. I just don't need it, man. I got money. I don't need this. And I said, thank you. You're still here. You made my business work. Third month, the guy goes, what are you doing? I say, every month you're here, you're going to get the gift from me because I respect your money. Thank you. You can spend it anywhere in town. You pick my gym. You pick me. You're here. Every month you're going to get something here because you know why? It's just tokens of, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, what's this guy feel? What's that one client? What's in his head now? And I can't get the training guys to think about this. What's in this guy's head? He's not leaving you. How many
He
gyms?
knows that
How
you
many?
care about me. He knows that you think about me all the time. I'm not going anywhere. You own me. You
Yeah.
genuinely own me now.
Oh, but hey, how about if he's in that gym I was telling you about in Florida, where's my Christmas present, dude? You know, that type of thing. So it's like I take care of him. I don't want anything like that. And then what's his obligation now to refer? I got to help this kid.
Huge.
I've never had anybody do that. We, as everybody knows that you know knows my name is I've spent the last 40 years out there on the road everywhere, and we get to the point where you just get so beaten up that you want to shelter, and I can't stand another hotel room, but I'm going to grab a couple of my friends, Chris Foyer or whoever's out there, a couple whoever's traveling, old clients. We get small group, and we go to someplace nice, and it's our shelter, it's our retreat. I spend a lot of time at Capital Grills. I use that analogy often. They're a chain all around the country, but they're exceptional service. We were sitting there in Providence last year before the virus shut down, and the guy said, "Have you ever been into one of these before?" And I go, "Sir, this is the 17th different one I've been in this year, and I've been in this one a dozen times or more. And I used to go to the old one down at the hill, the original one before you guys moved it." And I was telling the whole story, and he was laughing. He goes, "You've been in a seven." He says, "You've been in more of them than I've been in." I go, "Yeah, it's just like they're great." And I said, "This is if I have friends, this is where we come if one's available because we love the quality of your product." And he thanked us and walked away. So we're sitting there, we're buying wine and partying. He walks up later. He just sets a not really nice bottle of wine. And he says, "Thank you." He says, "You could have taken your friends anywhere in this town. This is a food town, and you brought them here. Thank you." And I'm like, how often does that happen? Now, what's my loyalty now to this brand going to be? Even more? Most restaurants would thank you, maybe send you a dessert, big deal. It cost them $2. This guy throws $100 bottle of wine on the table and says, "Thank you," because the loyalty I've showed to his brand. Why do we not see this? He respected my money. He respected the fact I could have spent my money in Providence, 100 great restaurants, one of the best food towns in America. I'm in his restaurant, and he gets it. So retention, if you think about this, if we're going in here, and I'm probably way over the limit on this one, Sumit, but I'm looking at this. Let me check my timer, dude. I probably blew it. I did. So I'm looking at this. Let's wrap up on this. If I could teach you anything about retention, we can always talk about strategy and all that in future ones, but anything about retention is start with the fact the clients are elite. This is an elite training gym. They are paying us a lot of money to be there. If we respect the money by building that connectional or that emotional connection, they will stay longer and pay longer than they will in other gyms. I've got to learn to respect the money.
Yep, that's brilliant. And before you know it, you're not spending any more money in marketing. So it's all going down to the bottom line, and it's money that you're now even more profitable. So, all right, we're gonna end with that, and we're gonna come back to the retention angle